Okay. Okay. Maybe down this side. Let's see what we got here. Man, this orb is so freaking massive too. So we're getting a break of structure here. I don't see us doing a double orb here. I'd rather have a break of structure now so I can get into bull puts a lot faster. Um, you're kind of seeing a fresh trend idea probably with this EMA 5 going up. So this is what we see right here. Let me post that I'm live here so everyone can know. Good morning, Steve. Man, it's just been like crazy 15-minute opening range candles. I mean, that candle's up 68.68. Kind of hard to take that one. April 2nd. I don't care about President Trump speaking at 4. We got nothing else. 8:15. That was about all the news we've had. So we don't really got a lot going on. Yeah, I took some lottery tickets on all three: DMN, LGMK, STSS. I mean, just because I feel like, you know, if any penny's going to go up big, like percentage wise, it's going to be these three. It's going to be these three. I mean, look at this gain here. I mean, just to the EMA 5, you make really massive money. I mean, we're up 38% right there. Just lottery tickets. All right, so yeah, that's a freaking massive move up. It's kind of hard to say, like, how do you play this, right? I'll put the EMAs on. It's extremely bullish. I definitely don't want to go against the orb. Definitely don't want to do that. Man, it's just a big move, though. What happened, Pierre? Whoa! What was that, Pierre? What was that? What was that? What was that? You want to watch your Coco Melon? Coco Melon. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to close top orb. Let's give this... I hope it does. Let me see how far out I can go. Trust me, we want it to close top orb. Give us a signal earlier, the better. That's definitely something we want. If not, I was thinking just... I don't know. Not shorting this if it closes above like that. Learned my lesson on that. That's no fun. Alright, so I'm looking at option chain verticals, 2nd April. Bull puts. What can we get for bull puts? This one's right here at 10 cents on the bid. You're probably looking at 55.05 on the sell. Yeah, I don't know. That's such a big orb. It's just one of those days you're like really, you could have not have made any other candle that, like, why? That's probably the biggest orb I've seen since doing this strategy. 0.68? That's pretty massive. Feeling like bull is the move down. Negative 1.19 firms to close today's low. It is down a little bit. I feel like, honestly, if we come to this EMA 10, I feel like really bull puts is the move down. This mice double bottom is such a big orb that, honestly, by time you get a close above, it just might not happen. This is a weird day. Like, you could take it on the EMAs probably for support. Ideally, you want to see halfway of this candle, half mark of this candle. So, like, somewhere in there, you would like to see support. I mean, it's just so far above that it's kind of hard to take that trade. I mean, being honest, that's really hard to take. Not really sure how to take that. Hey, Coco, so I don't know. I really want to follow the orb on this one, though. I mean, what if it goes to the downside? I mean, even if it goes to the downside, do you really want to take that either? I mean, you're down. This drops from here to here is a 1% drop. I feel like you're better off taking it in the middle and going bull puts. That's what I feel like better. Yeah, he's going to talk about tariffs. I believe it's 4 o'clock, which doesn't... There might be a lot of volatility today, for sure. Just by judging this candle, there's a lot of volatility. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Take the day off or not. Wait for orb. Not really getting any... I hate that orb. That one's just obnoxious. The more I look at that orb, it just makes me mad. Well, I'm still doing whatever it wants to do. I think for my pennies, I'm gonna have 15% max stop loss. If I get stopped out, I just play another penny. I actually would have saved my butt instead of just keep accumulating. Salt Life, thanks for the follow. How's it going, Salt Life? Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I mean, to me, it just feels like this is more of a buying futures day. I'm feeling the same with Sun right now. You know, we got tariffs. We got a lot of uncertainty. Could the market just plummet down? If it goes to the bottom side of this orb, me personally, I say wait for orb. And if it doesn't give it to us right here, you know, at this 10 o'clock, we wait for a pullback maybe. But if I don't get orb, I'm only playing orb. I don't want to do the guessing, you know. I kind of just want to follow orb. I've seen the results that it gives me. The minute I try to be fancy, that's when I get wrecked. But yeah, that's just a really hard. That's a hard day to play. 0.68% right off the bell. It's going to be hard to break the downside. You're more likely to break the upside if it's going to do it. So the only way I'm going to play is if it breaks the upside and it comes back half of this candle. Like, it's got to come back at least half of this. This is just too big. Yeah, guessing doesn't work. Follow the system, you'll be fine. If it's just like not something you're liking, then you just, you know, you don't have to play today. This is more credit spread or futures. Anchor, I am in some YHC. I'm gonna make a new rule. I'm gonna make a new swing trading video. Yeah, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start using some proper. You know, the problem with trading against the trend, like on some of these pennies, is you kind of you tend to, you know, want to keep accumulating, right? So Bond, I mean, it's just a freaking disaster. I don't get this one. I mean, absolute disaster. So, you know, I made some money pre-market over in here, but the minute I see that it goes down 15%, I think I need to just exit it out, just do one size, go lighter size, and this just not play the penny stock again. Because if it didn't work right in here, it's probably just a dud. You know, it's just a hard stock to do. So, and that goes with LGMK and all of them. You know, if they don't work, they don't work. I mean, some of these are going to be just so freaking hard to work with. I think a 15% max stop is plenty enough where you can make that back with another penny. We saw, I mean, a lot of our plays that did work. You see how this one actually ended up working amazing hit. Just giving that 15% buffer. You see it goes up, 65% from the lows there. And same with HEPA, you know, this thing went up to the EMA 5 10. Or maybe I should just go with EMA 5 and 10 range. Make sure that the stock has EMA 5 and 10 range. There's so much like you can look into, but you can't really beat yourself up over it either. Okay, this is just so volatile. What do we have tomorrow? Tomorrow we have that 10 o'clock. Tomorrow's not as bad. We might break it. If we break it, it would have to be in this range here. I think we are going to break it, though. I just, it's either we don't break it at all today or we break it soon. And we're starting to get that here. I don't know. DMN, I took some lottery tickets on it. I'm pretty much up on it, but same thing here. We got about 3 days of EMA 5, 15% stop loss. If it goes up, it could go up massive. This is one of those things where it either goes up or it doesn't. 6% on LGMK. And these are the 3 risky stocks you're doing a lotto on. I'm up 16% on this one. I don't recommend doing, I'm saying like really small size. These are less than sub 10 cent penny stocks that can do reverse split or even get delisted at the very least. But 15% stop loss is kind of what I'm recommending. This is actually going to save our butts a lot. And I really wish I implemented it a lot sooner. I just have been having really good success, and then this last month has just been absolutely terrible for swing trading. It's been like the hardest thing I ever seen. Here's the Discord is right there if you want to join Drake. The bot just indicated if you do want to see my credit spreads. I really think the day trading is my favorite. You just know your results instantly. I mean, nothing can be beaten by that. So, I mean, yeah, here we go. We're coming up into this 15-minute ORB. It's looking like a fresh trend idea, to be honest. All right, so we're up. We were negative. We kind of recouped all that pre-market loss. Yeah, I mean, it would have to come down some. Even if this does a 15-minute ORB at 10:15, there's no way I'm chasing this from 554 to 560. There's just no way. That's a $6 pump in 30 minutes. I'm not chasing that. Yeah, the credit spread, I'll link it again. I took my first loss on yesterday. I took my first loss in April. I can post that in the Discord. Yes, I would wait for price to come back in, or for a futures trade on the 15-minute. Here is my Excel sheet. If anyone needs to record the credit spread. What are you doing, Pierre? All right, I posted in the day trade chat, Sua. Well, it is in an uptrend for now. According to the system, we broke the 15-minute. If we stay above this could just keep going up all throughout the day. Yeah, it's been a massive. I mean, this is one of the bigger ones. I can handle something. I mean, this 945 was. I love that 945. This 945 is doable. you know, a lot of this one was doable, but this one, what the frick, man? Like, how do you work with that 945? All right, it's definitely uptrend. So 10-15. Let's just wait, see what it does. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. The problem with the pennies that I'm noticing is if it gets too out of control, then you don't want to cut it out, right? Now you're just reluctant of, hey, and now I you know, like, can it get much worse? And I kind of don't want that anymore. You know, we've had a lot of good plays. If they just don't work, they don't work. Hepa's going up pretty big again. Yeah, they're just so risky that you're better off just cutting it at 15% and be done. I was just being done with some of these. I've had such good success that I think I got a little overconfident in them. And then ever since this tariff talk happened, I've seen bizarre things happen like I've never seen with pennies. This past month has just been insanely hard. All right, so we have the 945. I mean, TTT is probably going up pretty big, yeah. It just mimics SPY identical, down, up. TTD. Honestly, I need that thing in the $70 range. I sold cover calls again for the 72.5 way up here. Just to reduce my average. It looks like I'll be selling cover calls for a couple months on that one. Yeah, it'll be a couple months I sell cover calls. All right, let's see what this one does. I don't have to take a trade, but if I do take a trade, it's going to be this one. Man, a lot of people are trying to short this, isn't it? Is there like resistance here? I mean, EMA 5 resistance, 473. It's at the top of there. I don't know. It's just every time I try to pay like support and resistance, it could fail really dramatic though. If this just breaks resistance, it's off to the races. Good morning, Coco Johnny Playtime. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm trying to be very careful with my credit spreads. I don't think I did anything wrong with the. I did up my stop loss a little bit. I got triggered at, it was like 470, 480% loss. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. I think I just got really unlucky on this big move up. There was no consolidation, no cool down to help me out. This is maybe the tariffs. I should have seen that coming. Like with tariffs coming in, it's going to be too volatile. Maybe I should have saw that coming. 1.67% move up was just too dramatic for me. And maybe I should be aware of these kind of events, but didn't expect something like that. That was kind of unnecessary, I think. But yeah, you can see these are some different times. I mean, a 945 that goes up 1% in 15 minutes almost is pretty big. So from these lows to this high, we're already up 1% on SPY from the lows. I would like to see 10-15 pull back to the middle of orb. So somewhere in there. Let me draw the exact measurements of middle orb. Now for my futures, I am being a little more patient. I'm just going to do the 15-minute, just like how I do credit spreads. But to get precise entries, I'm going to take them on the EMAs inside of orb too. It just gives me less trades. I think for the 1 minute, I was... You see right here, this would get me chopped out. Yeah, I get in, I get out, I get in. You see how there's just, you know, you can get chopped out like this, and then you get out, then you get in, and then you finally make that, and then you get out, and then, yeah. I think the 15-minute, like, sometimes it works amazing, But maybe I should just take one trade a day on futures, just like my credit spreads. It either works or it don't. So inside of orb makes a lot of sense for the futures trade. And then I'm just going to hold it all throughout the day because usually when it works really well. Just gives me that. Man, yeah. Looks like it is trying to come down here. Still no ORB. Wow. We needed that ORB right there. Yeah, there's it touched the EMA 5 here on the daily. There's resistance here, resistance on the 10. So maybe it does make sense to do bear calls over bull puts for sure. This right here got me good. This was so far below the EMA 5 that it pumped up to it. Or no, it was this one. Pumped up to it. Yeah, it's hard to say. Tricky day. So the VIX is going up. So we could go pretty far out too because of the... Yeah, that's going to be my new role. What the heck happened to Bond? Oh, I thought that was an actual... I mean, look at that. What is that candle? Just went up to 9 cents in a blink of an eye, and it makes it look like it did that. It's weird. Some of these pennies are annoying. So I ended up getting some YHC at 17 cents. Same thing. I'm going to look for 15% targets. So I'm looking at 20 cents, and then we'll scale out. Yeah, I'm going to start being a whole lot more careful on some of these. Okay, so yeah, the 15-minute orb is so massive. It's kind of hard to tell what it wants to do. QQQ, same thing. IWM. 15 minutes, so... He is... Yeah, he's just watching TV. He's 2 years old. He turns 2 April 4th, so his birthday's in 2 days. Yeah. So, and then we got another one that's, I think 3 weeks old. Honestly, I'm still learning so much. Being a parent is really hard because, you know, I feel like it's such a big transition. Now, you know, you care about someone so much, and like he has a G2, so we've been through a lot with him. He's doing a lot better though. But it's really fun. It's rewarding. There's going to be times where you just want to pull your hair out. It's just a matter of just surviving, I think. Get past. We're in the terrible 2s right now, so we'll see how this second year goes with him. He's already having lots of tantrums, so you got to deal with that. It's good and bad. So I believe it's 4 o'clock Trump speaks. That's what at least I got on today. President Trump speaks at 4 p.m., which is good. You don't want it to speak before 4. Looks like we just came right back up. Like, holy crap. So we're coming back up into 15-minute orb. See if we can come back down to middle of orb. I mean, if this is a fresh trend idea and this EMA 5 crosses that 50, that could be a massive, massive move. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't know really how to play this other than wait for orb and then wait for a pullback, I guess. That would be the best way to do this. Get the 15-minute orb here, which is what we're getting. And then if we get a pullback to this middle line, that would be ideal. Or just to the 10. You know, just to give us a little cushion down. Alright, looks like we are getting the 15-minute orb now. I got some upper wicks. I don't like those upper wicks. Nope, we're not. Wow. Holy crap. There's the 15-man orb. Yep, close back under it. Wow. Really wanted that orb. I don't want just a little candle above it. I kind of want like some meat above it, E2. Yeah, it closed under it. I don't feel safe today, guys. Too big of an orb. I'm not liking it. I guess you could have taken the... Every time I try to take support resistance, though, I failed on that. To me, it's just not worth it. Oh, we closed on above it now. I don't know what to tell you guys. This is just freaking wild. Yeah, that's 15-minute orb. I don't know what to do. Bull puts. Let's see if we can get a move down on bull puts. See if we can get a move down. It just really depends how far out of the money I can go on bull puts. I mean, let me look at this. So if I do 55, 15. No, that one has... This one's at 20, 10, and 25. Yeah, I can definitely do that one. Let's see if I can get a higher up. So I'm looking at 55, 10, 55, 05 for bull puts. Let me just mark that up on my SPX chart. 55.10, 55.05. That means price would have to go all the way down here. Like down there. So that would have to drop 2% on SPX to get in my strikes. It's not a bad strike, but it's already going up, isn't it? Alright, well... I mean, I guess rule of thumb, I should have got in instantly, but the 15-man orb is screwing my head right now. That's definitely bull puts. No, it's not funny at all. I don't... I think playing the system, this is actually showing a legit system, though. It's just me of, can I get price to come inside of orb? That's all I'm waiting for. If I don't get that, then no, I'm not going to play today. But this is playing the system, though. This is totally making sense. 15-minute ORB, price coming back down inside of orb, maybe. Yesterday, I wouldn't count yesterday. I wouldn't count yesterday as don't feel bad about that loss, for real. That was just a really bizarre day. I mean, when's the last time we've seen this? We've been doing this for quite some time. We have not seen this kind of movement in a very, very long time, where price just dramatically goes up like that in that short amount of time with no rejections. Like, yeah, the only way I would suggest playing this is if we come inside of orb, or you can just take the day off. Oh, it's your wife's birthday. Nice. Happy birthday to your wife. Yeah, we lost yesterday because of double orb, and it did it in a blink of a second. Yeah, well, the positive side is lots of volatility means you could go farther out of the money. So that's the positivity in that. Trump speaks at 4 p.m. There is going to be some lead up to it, but yeah, that could there be a sell off? Who knows? Maybe it could be a sell off towards the end of the day, like 1 p.m. So yeah, I totally get that notion of there's a lot of unknowns for sure. I think yeah, it's gonna probably. I think we all get the assumption that it's gonna go down towards the end of the day, or it could just. I don't know. Maybe it just might keep going up because the market wants to do the opposite of what we all think. Um, totally can see that happening. Yeah, I was really hoping It's just too big of an orb. Um, bu- 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 Yeah, we lost against a double orb yesterday. For futures, I'm waiting for another drop to orb. Yeah, I'm definitely for the futures trade. I'm looking for the EMAs for, since we got the orb here. This is a great futures idea because you can stop out. I think a great stop is that middle of orb for futures. So if you get in close to this middle of orb, your stop is really tight. It's just a matter of do we come back into this. And then for me personally, if I'm doing a futures trade, Um, I'm holding it all throughout the end of the day. There's so many times that I can show you the back test. If you just held your futures trade, just like how we're doing credit spreads, and it goes the direction you want, it's gonna make out so many of the quick wins you could have had. It's so much better to actually hold it. And to me, there's less thinking involved. That's my problem with the futures is I sell way too fast. I see a gain, I'm up $200, but then I'll be down 200, and then so it's like I'll lose it so fast. So I feel like your risk versus reward has to be so much bigger. Just like how we're doing credit spreads, we need to flip it. You know, we need to get a 5-to-1 R&R. You know, we lose $100 and we need to make 500 on our futures trade. It should be the opposite of credit spreads. And so a lot of times I'm just doing maybe not even 1-in-1 R&R, just because I get impatient. Like right here, I would definitely take the trade on futures if I was in. Too bad it didn't come inside of orb to get me in, but I definitely would take that gain probably. But yeah, I'm working on that. That was my biggest thing. I'm not going to use the 1 minute. I'm going to make another video on futures. I think because it's just too, like, days like this will just chop you out. You see how it it kind of consolidates on the orb. That could chop you out just to get that one candle going. It's just not worth it. I'm trying to get into learning when to enter with gamma exposure data. I can go in either direction. There's an option strat, I believe, for massive move in either direction. I haven't tried myself. I think it's called a straddle. Oh yeah, if it makes massive move in either direction, yeah, yeah. Whereas credit spreads, if it goes a massive move in the wrong direction of your choice, yeah, you get stopped out. Yeah, so I don't know. My big thing that my red flags is just the 15-minute ORB. I see that it's an uptrend forming. I just don't like how big it is. I mean, you drop down to the lower orb, that's a pretty big drop, and then if you drop under it, you pretty much are screwed. Golly, I hate the month of April already. I don't think I would have. I think I would have. I mean, I know tariffs were coming the end of today, but I just don't think like I feel like I would have definitely played this day on April 1st. Like, I mean, I can't really beat myself up on that one. I feel like today, yeah, it's more obvious to be more cautious. If it does auto award, we should close the curve spread at break even. Yeah, so if you got in right here at that 10-15 candle, and if it happens to do a double orb, what happens is later on through the day, a lot of the times you can break even. Like you get that chance to break even. Yesterday we didn't get that chance. It did a double orb within the first 30 minutes. But yeah, if you got in right here, and then yeah, you got in right here at that 10-15, and then like 2 hours have passed, and it's just been like going sideways or slightly down. You know, with all that time decay, yeah, you can break even or take a minor lot or minor gain. I definitely highly recommend that. But yesterday was just stupid. I couldn't take a minor loss because of the volatility up it did. Yeah. Well, looks like the 15-minute ORB might predict this day. Yep. I would have taken it on any other day. I would have taken that for sure. I would have taken it right off. You see how like sometimes they don't even give you inside of orb, and if you wait, now look, you're getting into a credit spread is so much harder now because you waited this long. This is why I like to get in right when that closes. See if it breaks the resistance. It's just freaking mind games. I think I'm playing it smart. That big of a 15-minute orb should definitely wait for it to come back inside of it. It's just a dumb week so far. I really just don't like this month so far. You know, being slightly positive this month so far, I would take that as a win, even though it just started. I mean, I took a hefty loss, but I'm averaging 198 a day. You know, if you win 10 days in a row, that's 1900. Take out that 980 I lost, and you're still up $1,000. I actually don't know what a broken wing butterfly. Never done those. This thing got suspended to the downside. WTF. Kind of suspected. I mean, this thing also had to move massively to $28. Yeah, that's gonna be my new rule for pennies, though. Kind of disgusted that I didn't do it, but yeah, I'm gonna just put a little bit bigger size, 15% stop loss. If it hits it, I'm not playing that stock again. It just does not work for the system. It's just doing its own thing. That's the only thing I can think of. I'd rather take a minor cut than holding bond, and now I'm like it's above 15% loss. Now you're just holding on to it. That's the problem with bond here. Is what I'm seeing. Who knows? Maybe it might rip up, but I don't like playing that. How's it going, Mr. Blonde? Welcome to the channel. Man, if that does a double orb, that'd be nuts, though. Yeah, it looks like an easy day on the 15 minutes so far. The thing is, though, even if, you know, it starts going down, like we all think, a lot of the theta is just going to wreck it anyways. Like, all the theta is kicking in already. Yeah. You take your profit at a certain price, and if it doesn't make it, you keep the credit. So you have the opportunity to triple your profit with a certain price, and if it doesn't make it, you keep the credit. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it might be not a bad day. Yeah, for futures, yeah, let's just wait for this to come inside if it does. And then I'm just gonna hold it throughout the rest of the day. So if I get a futures trade, I'll probably do um 3 micros. I'll probably do 3 micros on this EMA 20. Stop loss is under this middle orb. So that's a really tight risk reward. I put my stop down here if it goes under. And it's just whatever price ends at the end of the day, I sell it. And when I've been doing the back test, let's just do this day. I've been doing a lot of the back test on it, and really seemed to work a lot. Like right in here, you would get into a short, but you'd instantly get stopped out because it hit the middle of orb. But then right in here, you go long. End of the day, where's the middle of orb here? Maybe I should do the bottom of orb. End of the day, you sell it up here. So you kind of make some of that money back from here to here. Yesterday was just a super dumb hard day, though. it's hard to judge yesterday. That was one of the hardest days I've ever seen with orb. Right here, you get the 15-minute orb. Comes inside of orb for an entry. Sell it at the end of the day. That right there is worth it. Those kind of gains. Yeah, right in here you get the 15-minute orb. Sell it at the end of the day. You get the most low point that you possibly get. There's some days you just don't make any money, and that's totally fine. But you're looking for those outrageous days that you make all the money. Like, here's your 15-minute orb. Comes back inside of orb, which is where you would look to take your entries. End of the day, you make nothing. As you can see, it closed end of the day right where you entered. So you could take it upper orb. Let me see, here's like that's gonna be your best entries is when it comes inside of orb. But you could see days like this where it's like a credit spread. If you don't get in right away, you miss the whole move, right? So maybe you could take a micro or two near this lower orb and then add a couple more in here. And if you just have one micro, I mean, at least you have something. End of the day, you make massive money. So yeah, it's to me, I like the future trading because your risk versus reward is really good. No doubt about it. Your risk versus reward is always going to be better than credit spreads. Credit spreads, you just have a higher win ratio. So it does.
Can I borrow the remote?
Yeah. So that's that. I mean, that definitely helps. Like for this example here, yeah, you see how we just touched the upper orb. So you get this touched upper orb, but I gotta stop having this bias that if it's a big 15-minute candle, sometimes it has to come inside of it. This is what's wrecking me is that 15-minute candle. So I had a bias. Yeah, this was maybe a really good futures trade just to take right here on that upper orb, acting as support. If it comes, but the problem with this is why I hate these. Your stop loss is massive on a futures trade here. So your risk versus reward is insane. Like if price comes all the way down here, I mean, you blow your account pretty much on a futures trade. So maybe you just do one micro and that's it. I don't know. I mean, that's just too big of an orb to get taken out. So hard to work with that trade. Yeah, I think trend trading is really good. On higher time frames, you can look at some trend trading. I think a lot of people love the 4-hour. You can kind of see like, you know, break of structures and stuff. Maybe this is looking like a 4-hour chart of a break of the resistance here for an uptrend idea. You can kind of see if we close above here, you'll look to go long on this trend line. Let me look at something. They also have like a channel Webull can draw too for you, but really, it's not as accurate, I think. Okay, so that's the 4-hour channel. They try to make it the best it can look. Here's your upper resistance, support, support, support. But it doesn't have to. Like, you can see, like, how it's not as accurate because right here, you see if you go to this candle here, this was your support, and then this candle made it wider. So to me, I think it's better to do it manually and see, like, yes, I can see, like, this was support. We broke it. Come back down, and now we're coming back up. We also see a 4-hour EMA 50. 4-hour EMA 50 along with a daily EMA 5 and 10 coming up. Not saying this is going to happen, but if it does go to the EMA 20, I'll definitely take bear calls just because I don't think it's going to happen, though. But yeah, you can look at the 4-hour chart and be like, yeah, we hit the EMA 50 here. We're probably going to reject here on the EMA 50 because it is in a downtrend. But remember, I did that right in here. Remember, I lost on a trade. I tried to take it on the 20, and it just went totally down to the 50, but obviously this is a better candle on the 50. Yeah, honestly, my old me would be taking bear calls here, and I probably would win the day on bear calls right there. That's what my old me would probably say to do. Because it makes a lot of sense with the tariffs, too. Probably going to be a sell-off end of day anyways. I'm just curious. Sometimes you don't get as much premium for bear calls compared to bull puts. Like, if you went with bear calls right now, you could probably get the 57.25, 57.30. I just want to mark it out. I'm not taking it. I'm just marking it out. 57.25, 57.30. You're looking at this. Yeah, I don't mind if I don't trade today, to be honest. This is just a really weird day. 57.25, 57.30. So price would have to pump from this range to here a 1.6% to get inside my strike on SPX. 2% down move to get to my bull put zone. Yeah, it looks like just to a T it touches that EMA 50 to a T. It could break out, but honestly it wants to hold that. Yeah, I probably would have won yesterday. Let me look at higher time frames. Let me see what. I mean, the one time that I probably would have been better doing the old RTK would have been. But you know what really convinced me was when we had this big candle down, the EMA 50 was at the top. It looked like you were consolidating on these EMAs, and then I just want to see what a higher time frame showed me. Higher time frame. Yesterday was just weird. I don't get that. Because, yeah, you had support. EMA 50 was at the bottom. Oh, wait. I'm saying the key words here. I mean, yeah, it was support. It just went below it quite some. Let's see what the 1 hour showed me. On the 1 hour. 1 hour was kind of like above here. Yeah, I think it's just yesterday's. Nothing really makes sense. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, so usually when I get on opposite trend, yeah, if this kept going down, I know for a fact the old me would have did bull puts because it just kept going down. I would have missed my bear call signal. But the fact that this went so far up, like, there's no way you can miss a bear call signal. You would have got in for sure. Because right here you broke structure and then it gave everyone a chance to get in. But yeah, now you can see like kind of why I like to get in right away. This is just a perfect example. The minute you break structure, if you don't get in right away, you miss out. And now your bull put strikes are terrible. You got to wait for... It's hard to get a good strike. This is looking pretty good. It's just... I don't want to lose another one again because of either tears or a big 15-minute ORB. It's just not worth the risk. So if I can, today is Wednesday, we can come back maybe Thursday and Friday we can get some wins. As far as news, tomorrow we only have the 10 a.m. That's normal. Oh my gosh, Friday is terrible too. Shoot, man, April sucks this week. This week sucks for April. So Friday you got Fed Chair Powell speaks at 11:25. In my back test in my research, no matter when Fed Chair Powell speaks, it could be at 10, 1, it doesn't matter. The volatility tends to be insane throughout the day. And so you see a lot of double and triple orbs. So, yeah, that one's a no-go. What a joke. Yeah, I might not do it. I don't think it's... Honestly, you just got to know when to trade, not to trade. If April's a slow month, that's totally fine. But yesterday was just unfortunate. That was a bad start of the month. But with the 15-minute orb, it keeps it so simple that you shouldn't be making too much thought process into this. And that's what I kind of want to get at. Because there's times I lost in March. I lost a couple of times because, if you look at my Excel sheet, the 2 times I lost in March were because I went against the orb, right? I lost right here. I lost right there. I actually lost another one just doing my own thing. I lost like $200 there, but all in all, I was positive for this month, which is really nice. At least I was still positive, but I should not have had any losses. This actually should have been a perfect month in March, but since I went against the orb and I did come kind of my fancy things, not getting filled right away, getting partial fills, like only making 4 contracts here, making $70. That was dumb. 3 contracts here, only making $40. You see the partial fills I've been getting, so I had to make some changes. I'm watching some of my lottery tickets here. As far as Bond. Yeah, I'll probably just get out of it end of day. It's just so dumb. I just new role. I gotta, just like how I do credit spreads, I gotta have that 15% stop loss. I got too overconfident, and I don't know why I'm playing a Chinese pharmaceutical. It's just like stupid stuff like that. Like I don't know why that lured me in. It's obviously the volume that did 153 million volume. I saw right here, so I was like, maybe that could have a nice little pump, but no, I think honestly, if you're not taking a trade today, is trading. That's high discipline, Tansen. I truly think if you're not taking a trade today because it doesn't feel right, and you got the tariff news, it could plummet. I think that's very smart. I really think like if you have that discipline, that's really good because the old me, I'm telling you, I would do bear calls. I'm telling you, I would do bear calls here at the EMA 50 when obviously it doesn't meet the orb strategy. And this could just keep going up. I mean, this could just skyrocket to the moon. Could very easily do that. So if you don't get a signal, you don't get a fill and all that, you just take the day off. It's just not worth credit spreads. You just don't want to get a loss if you don't have to. I don't mind losing. Like yesterday, I didn't mind losing because that was a fair loss. And if you look at the strategy, we wouldn't have. That would have been our first loss in all of March. We wouldn't have had a loss. In all of February, we wouldn't have had a loss. That would have been our first loss, legit, in April. So we would have had 2 full months if we just strictly did 15-minute orb with the adjusted stop I did. Obviously, this stop got hit at 300%. This stop did not get hit at 400%. So that's why I went a little higher. I made my adjustment saying, hey, I can ignore this loss if I do a 400%. Could ignore this loss if I did a 400% too. But all of these were against the trend. I said went against trend, went against trend. So granted, were we due for a loss? Yes. I mean, 15-minute orb gave you 2 months in a row of profit. We can easily get that again. So I can't really feel upset about it. It's just like I've been goofing off in these last 2 months that I got 2 losses here when I shouldn't have got a loss. February was just an awesome month. I don't mind. I got 1 loss and made a lot of money there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks because if you started in April, you gotta you come in with a loss. Yeah, that's the hardest thing with this strategy is it takes time. You need a lot of accumulation of wins. So it does take time. But yeah, if you're having 2 months of literally 15-minute orb with our proper stop of straight wins, we were due for a loss, in my opinion. We just got to make sure that when we lose, it's actually the system loss, not just doing, what I would do before, like going against the trend, looking at other things. It's just got to be 15-minute ORB. All right. Getting in right away helps. Like, I see nothing wrong with when this candle closes, you get in full puts right away. I see nothing wrong with that. Because usually if it does go way against us, it doesn't matter what strike you have, it's gonna get hit probably. So I mean, yeah, but it just sucks because I hate having a loss because on the first day of the month because that's when I am scaling up. I'm getting more confident in the strategy, so I'm scaling up. I'm scaling up every first day of the month. All right, so just an extra 2 contracts is another $50 a day. But yeah, this is looking like a perfect 15-minute ORB here. I don't know. Doesn't make sense though to take this because of the massive ORB though. Even for futures, it don't make sense. It's too big of a drop down. Yeah, I wish I did that too. Looks like Cub got in early. He had the guts. Yeah. Yeah, he's probably safe. His theta's already kicking in. Once you got this much TD or theta kicking in, he's already coming into an hour of theta. Even if price comes inside of orb, he's not even going to be losing money now. Yeah, it is what it is. I want to look into more of these bigger orbs though, but I truly think waiting inside of orb. This was a really fast candle up, and this is why you will miss it sometimes. But I truly think if waiting inside the orb was a better choice. 0.75% move up could easily come back down some. I gotta get rid of Bond. Such a dumb play. One of the dumbest plays I did. I'm gonna play more YHC for Bond here. The question is, do I want to give it one last day for a pre-market run? I mean, we are coming into this EMA 5. Probably I can cut out a little bit. If it goes up to like 12, 13 cents, I can break even. You're looking at a KDJ of... This is why I don't want to put anyone in this predicament. I mean, you're looking at KDJ of 1.69. I'm just going to hold it for now, I guess. Because the problem is, once you get down too much, you just like, whatever. I feel like holding it. Also, yesterday I was green $400, but I was lucky that I forgot to put a stop loss. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Alrighty. Yeah, SPY looks like a pretty chill day to go up and up and up and up and up. In my honest opinion. Now, the only time I might consider something, so I already mapped out my strikes. If you look at my strikes for SPX, I labeled 5805 and 5505 and 5510. So if I can get a strike lower than this one, I might consider the bull puts. That's only if I can get it lower than that. It's got to be the strike I wanted initially. So, I mean, for me to get a strike lower than that, it would have to go inside the middle orb. So that's a big if. Well bet. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. Yeah, I agree. I think losses, really humble us. They kind of like take us into like what we should or shouldn't have done. Did DGLY go up 3x this day? Let me see. Yeah, look at that. 161% gain on DGLY. This is why I'm taking a lottery shot on some of these really small penny stocks here. And this thing was at 2 cents. DGLY was under, 10 cents for actually quite some time, right? No, it's my fault for Bond. 15% loss, this should be always the max. No matter how good the setup is, it should always be the max. And that's going to be my new rule. I'm going to just constantly tell people, yeah, if it goes 15%, I'm out. I'm not messing with that crap. And I'll just play another stock. Because all you need, I mean, you can make that back so fast. STSS. See, I'm in some lotteries ones here. DMN, I think it's going to make the biggest move. It's already up 22%. I mean, you can see how fast these are already going up. 22%. It's a 1 penny stock. Just goes to 2 cents. You're up 100%. Do they let that happen? We'll see. And then LGMK. This one owes me a lot, a gain. This one's back down to, 1 penny. But yeah, if it gets down 15%, just call it. Yeah, I'm still in Bond though. Everything I'm in is crashing now. It honestly, I just got really unlucky with this one and LGMK. These were my 2 unlucky ones, and they're both the same stupid pharmaceutical biotech sector. It's one of those things where honestly, there's like some red flags you should just not play. YHC I'm in on this dip here. I took some at 17 cents. I have high promise on this one. If it drops 15% from here, then yeah, I'm done messing with it, right? 15% is in the 15-cent mark, but it can easily go up, easily 20% to that 21-cent mark. Wow. This is ES M5 ZNM. Is he on a prop firm? Which one is this one? Yeah, that's a prop firm, I believe. Yeah, equity 50,000. Looks like Top Step, right? That's Top Step. Yeah, that's Top Step, I think. Yeah, so you're gonna trade on to do micros type MES. Yeah. Yeah, micros was always the safest. Well, today would have actually been a pretty nice day. Interesting. Always does the opposite of what we think. Yeah, it's just a kind of obeying the rules too, and that's the same thing with me with credit spreads Coco. I lost. I had 3 small losses in March, honestly, because I was just going against the trend. So it's just more of just obeying them. But I gotta be more disciplined. You could check penny stocks delistment. I think yeah, right here as Nasdaq. You can just type it in Google. The pending suspension delisting. I'm actually curious which ones are. Effective date. Oh, these already happened. So what are the most current ones? Because yeah, these already happened. How do I see? I'm just curious. Isn't Headbutt in there? No, it's not going to show it like that. Yeah, it's somewhere in here. I don't know how to see the most effective date. Here we go. Effective date. Let's go back to 1. So 1/15/2025. So yeah, I'm thinking issues pending suspension. I don't know. It's that site, but maybe there is none that's pending right now. I don't think there's any. I think the last one that got suspended was in January, so that maybe there is none that's actually pending something. But yeah, a lot of these 1% penny stocks, they're gonna reverse split. It's just a fact. They're not going to go to $1 from 1 cent. DMN has a lot of volume, so I took a shot at it. I'm up quite a bit on that one. STSS, we'll see which one goes up the most. STSS is up 10%, and then crappy LGMK is down 1% right now. Typical. Do you press buy if you want the market is going up to sell if the market is going down? Uh, now this is which platform is this, Hawk? Yeah, all I do is I just have my SPY chart up, and yeah, I'll have this window open here, and I'll just the minute I get the signal, I'm in. Like for example, on the futures trade for SPY, um, if SPY happens to come inside of orb, then yeah, I'm in. Um, because a lot of these stocks can go up 100%. Okay, Tradeify, Tradeivate. Yeah, I think that's a prop firm, just based on this screenshot here. The 50,000 equity. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, Tradeify. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. Yes. My bad. My bad. Alrighty. Yeah, Tradeify is really good. They have a discount. It was like $47 with that 30% off. I recommend them for the cheapest rate now. Looking at my account too right now. Wow. There's also a 40% off for first-time purchases. So there's that. Help center. Yeah, I kind of like. This is what mine looks like. Obviously, I really screwed up my trading when it got really choppy those 2 days ago. So I've been kind of like readjusting my system here. But this is all I do on my prop firm account. This is what it looks like. This is all I do. I hit buy market up here, sell market. I make the chart, the whole layout. Like you can type up in here and be like, oh, I want to do MNQ, which is micros for NASDAQ. It pops up a chart here. You can hit, right, that's not the right one. Whoops. So you type MNQ, which is micro E mini. Is that not the right one? Okay, that's not the right one. That's not the right volume. Let's try the other one down. Why can't I find micros? No, see, that's not what it should look like. It should look like this. That's weird how my other one looks perfect. So MES, M5. MES pulls up the M5, but when I type MNQ, it pulls up the M5, but it's not showing the right. Or maybe it's just too far zoomed in. How do I get it to zoom in some more there? No, it's not. Oh, okay, that is the right one. My bad. All right, yeah. So then you type MNQ. You could change the bars to candlesticks. This is what MNQ looks like. You can see on a 15-minute chart. And so basically all you do is you buy. Whoops. I hate the layout of these charts. This is why I don't use these charts. I think they're so unuser friendly. I hate the layout of them. So all I do is I use SPY chart here. Obviously, I would go if I'm trading. If you want to trade a very volatile future, it's going to be QQQ or NQ. And so you can see we get the 15-minute ORB breaking out right here. Same thing as SPY. You get it right here. Actually, this one happened on 10:30 compared to SPY gave you a better signal. SPY is actually giving you better signals. Right here, it gives you at 10:15. You get in on SPY. But yeah, so if price comes back inside of orb, I'm not taking this on a future day. It's too big of an orb. So if price comes to the bottom of orb, you're kind of screwed. So for this example here, yeah, you just hit buy and sell. I personally recommend micros, so that's why you have it on MN. You can see micro E mini, and then you have micro E mini for the S&P 500. So if you want higher volatility, you go to MNQ. Lower volatility, MES. Personally, we've been doing SPY so long that I think MES is better. Stick to one chart. And then just make it your whole screen here where you can just hit buy and sell. You can also do, where's the domes at? What is this? Yeah, you can search there. You can create alerts, trading. Yeah, you can trade trading here. It's easier just to do buy and sell. You can also click on the chart here and be like, let's say I want to change my contracts. I want to buy 1 micro right here. You hit buy 1 limit. You want to sell 1 micro, you sell 1 limit. So you just left click on the chart and say, you know, maybe I want to buy up in here, or when it gets closer to the orb, which is like way down here and stuff. And that's just literally all you do. It's very simple. Use the Webull chart. I think they're all really the same. they all, as long as they pay out, that's all that matters to me. Reputation is the best. Top Step has the best reputation, but Tradeify has a lot of good positive talk about it, and Take Profit Trader's really good too. So that was Tradeify. They use Tradeivate as the broker. But Tradeify has an amazing journal. You can see all the, the journal and all that. Yeah, it's really nice. I can't lie. It's really nice. And like I said, guys, once you get into trade, hold it throughout the day. I'm telling you, you want, even if it comes back, don't worry about that. If you can have the discipline, once you get in a trade, like for example, you could have got in this one here, held it throughout the end of the day. You're gonna have one of those days where you just make so much bank where you pass your prop firm challenge in a day or two. Your stop loss is at that lower side of orb. Most of the time you don't get double orbs. It's a lot of the time single orbs. So you have that as your stop loss. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's just an uptrend day. Hit over. No. I honestly, it is what it is. We know LGMK has to reverse split. It's just a matter of when it does. I mean, I've never seen anything like I said, when I've been trading pennies for a very long time, I've never seen a setup like LGMK. Never in my life seen this. So it makes me wonder, is it really just these healthcare companies that are just really freaking crappy? It makes me wonder with Bond and all that junk. It really does make me wonder. Like the ones we're losing on, just don't even trade these crappy healthcare companies. They're actually kind of making me a little upset. Just stick away from those things. But yeah, Spy, too big of an orb. News coming in at 4 o'clock. Didn't get the retest inside of orb, so we probably missed out on bull puts, unfortunately, guys. But you can see right here, if you took that future trade right away, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't. You're gonna blow an account if it goes to the lower orb. That's too big of a loss. I just wouldn't do that. Perfect day to take the day off. But yeah, I use Tradeify. I'm gonna make a new video because I'm not liking the 1 minute due to the fact of this right here, where you get chopped out too much. It's nice when you get in early and goes your way, but it's not worth the choppiness. You get chopped out way too much. Let's see what Mullen is doing real quick. Mullen has a 1.48 on the K value. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days away from EMA 5. Mullen technically has a better. Oh well, they both kind of do. EMA 20 is due for Mullen. I mean, it's a 1,400% gain. If it touches that, it's not going to do that. I mean, they're all both good setups. It just honestly, it just comes down to 15% stop loss. It really does. If this don't work out, then you just don't play it again. Because oftentimes is when it just keeps going, hectic. You just don't want to be in part of that. I mean, look at that. It's just one of these candles here. I mean, if you get in one of these, this was 100% gain, right? 180% gain. If you waited that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you can even make it 8 daily candles. More you make it away from the EMA5, the better. So if you made it 7 candles, 8 candles, you risk 15% to make over 200%. You lose 15%. I mean, you can go smaller size, risking $1,000. You risk 150 to make, 300 and plus. That's how I look at it. Yeah. But yeah, today was an easy day for now. If you got in bull puts. So yeah, if you do prop firms, you get at an average, you get 30 days to pass. So I found out the reading materials that education folder varies. Do you plan to do one for futures besides an additional? Yeah, I'm gonna make it just an additional video. Obviously, yeah, I'm gonna post it in the day trading education. My current things, my current take. I'm gonna make another credit spread strategy with my new updates that I've figured out that are good. Just kind of re-talk about stuff. But yeah, for the futures, I feel like there's a lot of less trading is better. I feel like there is a lot that we can put into futures that can make us massive money. Like, I mean, even though we missed this day, days like this, I mean, if this keeps going up, a lot of the times when the 15-minute orb makes the most money is when it trends in one direction, right? And that it does that about at least two times a week. So if you just get that about two times a week, you're looking at astronomical returns. I mean, look at the back test. You usually get a one-directional single orb easily two times at least, if not more than that. Just single orb going up. And so it's just a matter of when do you enter, right? That's the critical thing for futures. You got to be more precise than credit spreads. You enter when price comes into the opening range breakout or at the top. So there's, but if it's too big of an opening range breakout, it makes no sense to get in this because now look at your stop loss. Your stop loss is way down here at the lower opening range breakout. It doesn't make sense to do that, right? So I much rather have, I mean, even right in here, yesterday, we have a 15-minute ORB, right? You get stopped out immediately when you come inside of here, right? This day would actually wreck you on futures too. You mean, but at least it's a 30% opening range. So you take a stop here, you get in, you make some nice money. You probably would just literally take this gains and just break even for the day because you have a loss here and try to break even for the day. But most of the time, you're not going to get double orbs. Double orbs are just brutal, right? They're just brutal. I was thinking maybe put a stop loss in the middle of orb, but, that would save you a little bit. But then I was looking at this prior day. If you did that, you get the best, like right in here. If you did a stop loss at the middle of orb, like here's your breaking opening range. It breaks out here. Middle of orb, you do half of that. Actually, it didn't really hit it, did it? Right there. No, I don't think this is the one that hit it. Maybe it's another day. That's their middle of orb. I mean, look at all these days. Like, literally, orb happens and it just keeps going down. You just got to have the guts to hold it. Like, don't short sell yourself. When you get an ORB, hold it to that one direction. See, like, you can get something like this, guys. You see this? This is the days that I freaking hate. Like, you get an orb here, and then it just comes back up, comes back down, does a double orb. Like, these are the days you would lose on futures, all right? So I'm working on something like maybe the middle orb is your best for risk management. If you get in up in here, you stop out. You just stop out really fast, right? So here, let's take all the EMAs out, right? Let's make it very clean looking. So we wait for price to come inside of orb, right? So we could take positions here at the upper orb and inside of the orb. Don't go heavy. I think 3 micros is plenty enough to make you lots and lots of money. 5 micros max. That way if you get stopped out, and then the minute you see a candle closing below this middle orb, then you look to stop out, all right? That was just a bad day, right? Just a bad day. But you're going to have some good days and some bad days. Like, here's your 15-minute opening range right up in here. You have break of structure, comes back inside of orb. You take some micros here, comes back up, breaks a structure, comes back in. and then you sell it at the end of the day, which is right here. So you make an entry from 572.31 all the way up to 574. That's a $2 increase. Massive points on the ES right there. So choose your poison. I think the reason why I love 15-minute orb so much is there's no guesswork. You know where your stop loss is. You know you hold throughout the end of the day. Now here's the one where let me see if I had a body of a candle closing under it. See, this is when I'm like thinking, I'm like, should I have the stop loss at the lower orb? Because look, this was a perfect trade to the upside, but it then hit the middle orb to potentially stop you out. You see that? You get in, comes back inside of orb. It can go lower, and then it comes back up. So this is what I'm working on. Obviously, this trade would have been a massive gain, and you've been like, you know, pissed off if you took a loss here just for it to come back inside of orb a little too much. So it just depends on how big the orb is. I don't think this is a big orb. From here to the lows to the high, it's a 0.35. So your stop loss can just be if it breaks under here. That's what I'm thinking. Might save you a lot of trades. All right, let's see what's happening here. So for the stop loss, what you could do is, so let's imagine you have contracts. It'll let you know if you're in an order. So if you bought 5 micros to the upside for today, you can go here and hit 5 micros, and you can hit sell 5 stop. So if you're in a buy position, and let's just say wherever the orb is, you know, you kind of match it with the, you know, the SPY chart, the orb. You know, we'll go to a 15-minute chart to make this easier to see. So 15-minute chart, I can already tell you where the orb's going to be based on this. I see the orb right here. This is the orb, so this is the bottom of orb. And this is why this is not a good day. Because look at your stop loss is right here, way down here. So obviously we wanted a price to come back down to get us in. It didn't. But your stop loss would be down here. You would put a 5, sell 5. If you shorted it, let's say you shorted it, right, it's the inverse. We went 15-minute orb went here, we come back in orb, then it's the opposite, right? Then you're going to buy 5 because you shorted it. You need to buy it back. Right here, we're touching the EMA 5, possibly go up. Or you could just hit sell market. Just sell them all at the market price the minute you see a mentals hit. But I prefer just putting a thing in and just having it there so you don't get no FOMO. But you can see, on the Tradeify chart, you see it's bouncing here on Trade of 8. We're bouncing here too. It's the same thing. Whenever SPY goes up, ES goes up. All right, guys, that's about it for today. Kind of a boring day. Friday's going to be very boring too. So we're going to do futures on Friday. And then on Thursday, I'm going to do my credit spreads. I'm going to kind of take it back a little bit. I mean, this week is just a very frustrating week for credit spreads. But we got April. We got the second week of April, third week, and fourth week to make nice, good money. Honestly, though, the credit spreads is designed to be consistent income. So, I mean, I have it designed where my size right now, I'm making $198 a day. So, if I just win 10 days, right, I make out all my gains and then some, right? 1980 minus that 980 I lost. Still up $1,000, right? That's how I'm looking at it. I've seen the results. This was our first loss after 2 months. So that was a massive win streak we had. Coming out that Canada will say they will remove tariffs if U.S. will. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to make some videos on the futures. I'm really liking the futures. Yeah, I got chopped out. You see me trade it live. I took a kind of a break with futures and kind of figuring out what can I do differently. The more I'm seeing this, it's just like how we're trading credit spreads. You have to hold it till the end of the day. Don't take these minor gains. Don't short sell yourself because a lot of the times you're going to want to take these gains just for it to keep going up and up and up. You got to let price work in its favor. We're seeing a solid uptrend here. The EMA 50 is at the bottom now. So that's just how I'm seeing it. And then the stop loss is the only thing I'm working on. If there's a big 15-minute orb, then you just don't play it. Your stop loss should be at the bottom of the ORB to give you just enough wiggle room, because double orbs don't happen much. When they do happen, then you just get stopped out. So the next thing is sizing. I think sizing is the most important. 5 micros max is what I would do. 5 micros max. But you get such in a, I mean, I've done it. You get such in a feeding frenzy where you just try to keep buying and buying and buying more size just to make more money, and could really get wrecked if you do that. Look at that perfect EMA 5 pump. Alrighty, yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. Credit spreads did get inside of orb, and honestly, it's probably smart not playing these tariffs anyways. This could have easily dumped and could not have. It could have went the other side, and you guys would have been pissed. Taking another loss for no reason. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Happy trading. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll do some futures tomorrow. I'll make a video on that one, but I'm really liking how I'm doing it though. I think the way I'm doing futures makes a whole lot of sense. You're taking 1 trade a day, just like credit spreads. I mean, look at this. If you kept holding, I mean, this is insane. This is why you hold throughout the end of the day. Minute you get that orb, you just keep holding.